3 o'clock today is going to be showing movies, old cinescopes of Skylo Low versus Little Beaver. It's midget wrestling.
I'm definitely going to check that out.
Yeah. And then the RBI was written incorrectly.
It's Kevin Pollak on Indy 102 at 9 p.m. tonight.
Kevin Pollak's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Our show is sold out, I believe. The one that we're doing Thursday night, which is Unmasked with the Kids in the Hall.
It's at the Village Underground.
All 5 kids in the hall.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be crazy.
I might not even go.
You're going to have to.
Oh,
I mean,
there's 5 of them, and they're already doing this tour. Do they need me? Do they need to be part of it?
Yeah. All 5.
Give me a clock down is what I'm trying to do to you. 7.
7.
That's all you got to say.
Okay.
7. 7 minuets. You know, I brought up the thing today about the great Ian Hunter. I'm barely wrapped up. Remember when I played that for Dave and he didn't even know half the lyrics? He didn't realize that he was yelling to a guy to come down. You're his friend, so you bring him down. But do you have somebody like that you've met before, you know? Because we get to do that a lot. Like, Gail and I were walking out yesterday, and Dwight Yoakam is sitting there, and he's just singing songs. Now, that would be cool enough, but we're talking about the guy from Sling Blade, who could not eat in front of antique furniture, or retards, as he put it. I mean, it was crazy to see him sitting there. Do you have somebody like that for you, Chris?
I think Trey from Fish. I would be freaked out.
And he's never been in, right?
Never been in. I think he came in once years ago and was in and out. Like I'd heard about it, like afterwards.
You know, he's doing that last Grateful Dead show that's now going to be available on TV.
Yeah,
everybody, you're going to be watching it.
Yeah, I think they're going to play it in theaters too.
Yeah, it's only to rent it at your house, I believe, is $1,800.
Oh God. I hope the theater wants cheaper.
Hold on before you complain. They're doing trucking, so it's well worth it.
Hope they jam it out.
Okay, what about for you? Trey? Is it also Trey?
Really? Weird.
The most shaken I've ever been by meeting someone was Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That's pretty cool.
And I was in high school at the time, and you know, I always give people their space, but it's the only time that I felt like I gotta have this moment and I just have to talk to him. And he was so sweet to me, and I was so nervous, but I felt like I had an in because I had just saw a play that he directed, so I felt like that was like a cooler thing to bring up, like, oh, I just saw this play and it was great. And it was like, I think his first time directing a piece.
He did a lot of stuff in New York like that.
Yeah. And I had also, I guess, maybe a few years or a year before that, saw him in True West, so we talked about
Love that, man.
And I was just, like, shaking. And then he was totally sweet and was just like, all right, this is my wife, and this is actually my new baby. And his, like, infant child was just, like, only a couple days old in the stroller. So crazy.
Did you try to grab it and run?
Just put it under my arm like a football and just took off.
Can I give you another one you did? Mm-hmm. When you chased Weezer's car?
I did.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I
Do you
did
remember what you were yelling?
I don't remember what I was yelling.
Pinkerton meant so much to me.
It did.
Little hipster baby.
It did. I mean, you know what? I still would feel that way if Rivers Cuomo walked in the door. I still would go back to like the way I felt about him when I was a kid.
Well, we've got somebody to bring in right now to say hello to you.
What?
Yeah. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman's little baby.
Aww. Still a baby?
In a Weezer shirt.
Yeah, something wrong with that kid. Never grew. Never grew. Still a baby, huh? Let's see. Frankie McDonald, a very happy birthday. Oh, good. It's also Go Pack Joe's birthday today.
Oh, Go Pack Joe's the best.
Yeah.
He's kept me flush in cigarettes for years.
He's 14 years old today.
Oh, I didn't know. So he's buying those illegally.
Yeah. He's taking them from his dad.
There's one pissed father out there.
Did you get him some cigarettes for his birthday?
I didn't.
Oh.
I know he's a cigar smoker.
Chris will do this for the listeners. He'll take pictures of his genitals and send it out to the listeners.
Go back. You got a dick pic coming.
Got a dick pic coming your way.
Coming.
That dick pic.
By the way, if you go up to Chris Stanley's house and press the doorbell, you just hear dick, dick.
The dick bell's ringing. Excuse me, the dick bell.
It's nice that you said excuse me. All right, we got to take a 2-hour break. Coming up is Accelerated, where you can hear all the fun stuff from Opie Radio, but it's all been accelerated, compressed into 1 hour of entertainment. And this is what they do in TV. They just try, and then they put it down. But you would hear what an hour of Opie Radio was, done if you only had to put out an hour a week. That's Accelerated. Coming up next, you'll be able to hear Gail and I in another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Chris Stanley, you're going to go home and go to sleep?
No, I'll be there.
Oh,
I'm very surprised. I was told that you were going home to sleep.
No, who's spreading lies about me? Huh?
Scott.
Oh, Guy Joe. Never mind.
Guy Joe. Guy Joe. Guy Joe.
Just dump out of me.
If you ever sleep, remember your alarm will go up. Oh my God, how long have I been sleeping?
It's the dick alarm.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!
I have to go home.
You are home.
listening to Bennington, only on Opie Radio, XM 103, Sirius 206. You can listen to it again by going to Sirius XM On Demand.
Weird medicine.
Penile cancer.
Anorectal cancer.
Feels like he has to shit.
This week we'll discuss increasing your ropes, why mucus is awful, the physics of popping your ears, big fat red noses, and a guy with an itchy penis head.
The first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of radio.
Tomorrow at 10 p.m. on the East, 7 p.m. on the West.
Fluid.
Rock is far from dead, and we'll prove it. Sirius XM's Ultimate Guitar Player 101. Our definitive list of the 101 greatest rock guitarists of all time. April is International Guitar Month. And every weekday, all month long, rock channels across Sirius XM present their honorees. The most legendary, underrated, influential, and more. Sirius XM's Ultimate Guitar Player 101. All across the rock category.
Want a getaway for cheap? Book your next trip with Cheapo Air. Cheapo Air has amazing deals on over 450 airlines worldwide. Plus, when you use promo code SAVE20, you could knock up to $20 off from their booking fees when you fly internationally. So what are you waiting for? Download their free app, visit the website, or call 888-657-7773 and book a flight with Cheapo Air. Promo code expires April 30th, 2015.
Hi, this is Dan Mancini. Unlike a lot of meatballs you'll find out there who use preservatives and fillers and all kinds of junk, my grandmother always said, only cook with real ingredients. So look for Mama Mancini's meatballs in the refrigerated section of your local market. If they don't carry Mama Mancini's, tell them you want them. Mama Mancini's. We never cook with junk. We only use real ingredients, the same ones Grandma used.
Mama Mancini's, a meatball lover's meatball.
FamousSmoke.com would like to apologize. Not long ago, our Twitter feed lit up because our radio commercials, well, suck. In hindsight, it's true, and we feel bad that we made you endure Vinny V.
This coupon thing is wowie zowie.
Suffered our shameless holiday pandering.
You're succarner than leprechaun at FamousSmoke.com.
And are downright remorseful that we put it to music.
First you take your cigar.
Problem is, we're too busy slashing prices on the biggest selection of cigars from Acid, Cohiba, Romeo, Padron, and hundreds more brands to make good commercials. But we know we can do better. And here's proof. Go to FamousSmoke.com and click the Activate button. One click will give you 10% cash back on your purchase of $75 or more. That's FamousSmoke.com and click Activate. And let's agree, no more commercials that suck. Just the top-notch premium cigars you love at discount prices and 10% cash back on your order when you click Activate at FamousSmoke.com.
Mother's Day just got way more exciting with the magical Siva connected photo frame that displays photos you send from any smartphone or computer. Just snap and send. Life's little moments are lost on your smartphone, Facebook, and Instagram. Share them with Mom. With just a click, Siva's more than a picture frame. It's a magical window into your world. One that'll surprise and delight Mom every time you send a new picture. Order a Siva in time for the best Mother's Day ever. Just visit magicframe.com.
Hi, it's Ron Bennington from SiriusXM's Raw Dog Comedy Hits. Join me for my new show, Bennington, that I co-host with Gail Bennington. No relation. We'll be talking to the biggest names in comedy every single day, from the best and brightest rising young comics to the greatest of all time.
Nothing touched the crowd like our comedy.
That just blew up for you.
The comedy just worked.
Bennington, weekdays, noon East, 9 a.m. West on Raw Dog Comedy Hits. SiriusXM 99 or listen on the SiriusXM app.
Hurry up, honey. We're going to miss our flight.
Just one suitcase left. I can't quite get it to close.
Why are you packing that giant fax machine?
I'm still waiting for a couple of big contracts this week.
Honey, I think it's time we got eFax.
There is an easier way to fax on the go. eFax is like having a portable fax machine in your pocket. It lets you send and receive faxes by email, so you can fax with your phone anytime. You can also fax from your laptop, desktop, or tablet. You can even sign documents on screen with your finger. Plus, eFax gives you lifetime storage, so you'll have access to all of your faxes forever. Millions of people around the world rely on eFax every day, so they can say goodbye to expensive paper and toner and never have to worry about the hassles of paper jams or busy signals. Try it free by going to efaxradio.com. That's efaxradio.com.
Business owners, listen up. Give me an I.
Give me an M.
Give me a Z. What's that spell? Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
INC. If you're about to start a business, these 3 little letters can make the difference between making a fortune and losing everything. Because if you're not incorporated and someone sues your business, you can lose it all. Your home, your car, even your life savings. That's why Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. Protect your home. Protect your car. Protect your life savings. Call 1-800-946-9528 for your free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy.
Incorporation, protection, success. Incorporate your business.
Call now for your free guide. 1-800-946-9528. That's 1-800-946-9528.
Warning. If you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to change the station. Because there's an alternative to bankruptcy, and it's faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to change the station now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. is available to settle your debt too. You may reduce your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-641-9227. That's 1-800-641-9227. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-641-9227. 1-800-641-9227. 1-800-641-9227.
I love coming to Mathnasium.
Kids from kindergarten to 12th grade attend Mathnasium, the math-only learning center. Why?
I feel much more confident in math. I want to be best in class.
My friends sometimes ask me, like, oh, how'd you get an A on this test? And I tell them I go to Mathnasium.
Set your child up for success this year at one of more than 500 franchise locations. Visit mathnasium.com or call 844-234-1600 for a free parent pack. That's 844-234-1600.
Welcome to Opie Radio Accelerated. A look back at everything that happened this week in the world of Opie Radio. Featuring Opie, Jim Norton, My Wife Hates Me with Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane, Sam Roberts Friday Show, Weird Medicine with Dr. Steve, The Joe Rogan Experience, It's Eric Nagel, Friends of the Show, and more. Opie and Jim Norton.
Let's say hi to Rich Voss. Rich.
Hey, what's going on? I'll only talk to Kevin if he talks back to me as Christopher Walken.
Sure.
Here's the deal. You, when you had Anthony on your podcast, and
yes.
Listen, I've never given any thought about Kevin Pollak in my life. I met you at another radio show, Bob and Tom, and I think we were cordial. You called in one day when Bonnie and I were on, and we didn't have a problem. And the thing is, you were interviewing Anthony, and at a minute and 28, you're like, so this Rich Voss, how about...
Minute 28? Wait a minute, I just want to write that down.
An hour and 28 minutes.
Okay.
You brought up my name.
I waited an hour and 28 minutes before I mentioned you? An hour 28. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't listen before that. I was told an hour and 28, so that's why I turned it on. And so how about this Rich Voss? And then you moved on to something else. And then back at an hour and 38, how about this Rich Voss? So obviously this was in your head. It was premeditated hostility.
Or he ran out of things to talk about.
I
was Richard. An hour 28 right.
Doesn't sound like a burning topic to me.
Well, you brought it
I'm
back.
sorry.
Right.
Do the math.
Okay, you brought it back.
Uh-huh.
But you didn't say, I can't stand his voice. You said his slur, my speech impediment, and you said he should not be on radio. You said I should not be on radio.
Okay.
Why is he on radio?
All right.
So you're basically fucking with my livelihood.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense? When you're putting out there to the public, I shouldn't be on radio.
I don't think it makes sense, Rich, but I certainly understand why you would feel that way.
Well, because you said it. Why the fuck? What else should I feel? Oh, hey, guess what? This guy just trashed me. Let's do backflips. Hey, kids, let's go out for dinner. Kevin Pollak is trashing my affliction that I've had my whole life that I've dealt with, and I've come above it, and I've succeeded pretty well for a guy that has a speech impediment, okay? But yet you, who I know nothing about, we've never had a problem, you find it, hey, let me try to get Anthony to attack me, who Anthony stuck up and said how funny I am on stage, and you kept going with, his slur, every time I hear him, I have to turn the fucking radio off. You know, the same hacky thing you said about Sam, when I hear him, I have to turn the radio off. So don't act like with this passive-aggressive fucking comeback that you weren't attacking me, okay? That's what it was. It was pure, premeditated hostility. For some reason, I've never done anything to you. I've never worked with you. You never had to follow me, because I could see that. If you had to follow me on stage, I could see hostility, because I'm not an easy act to follow, with a fucking Peter Falk impression, So I could see that. And Opie, the reason I'm not in there right now defending myself is because my wife is in L.A. I have to get my daughter up for school and take her to the bus.
All right, she's in college.
So you and Kevin are cool now.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you haven't even thought about this.
That's what I hear. It seems like everyone's cool now.
Opie, you're amazing.
Listen, okay. I'm just saying what I got out of what he said. If I took it wrong, if I took the fact that someone said you should not be on radio, your slur is not the way you sound, the way you talk is unlistenable. Well, if that was done in all fun, then I guess I gotta let it go. I mean, fun is fun.
Well, let Kevin respond, Rich.
Yeah, man.
He's actually sat here and just kind of took the beating. Let him respond.
Yeah, please.
I'm happy to let him have his time. It's very important.
Thank you for giving me time on a radio show I've been doing for 30 years.
Rich, let him talk.
Respond.
You made your point, and I did stick up for your crappy voice. By the way, I stuck up for you. And I said and I also said you're a great radio broadcaster with no background in this type of thing, except for being on our show. But anyway, Kevin, go ahead.
Again, I'm amazed that that anyone gives a shit. I was on my own show where at very least I should be able to pretty much say whatever I want about whoever I want. The fact that it was an hour 28 suggests it wasn't a hot topic for me or anything I was dying to talk about. I don't tend to wait an hour and 28 minutes to talk about something that's a burning topic. And if I use the word speech impediment, I would love to hear that played back for me. That would shock me to no end. Not to the core, but to no end.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. My memory of it, which is questionable at best, is just that I was insisting that I couldn't stand the sound of your voice. And that's the beginning and end of it, by the way. The fact that you're now suggesting, and again, I would need it played back for me, that I said he should not be on radio. He should not have a career. Someone should stop this man from being a professional. That's kind of what it sounds like your argument is, which, man, oh man, nobody gives a shit what I say, Rich, honestly.
Okay. You didn't
say that.
He did. You said he shouldn't be on radio.
You didn't say it's my voice. You said his slur. When I hear his slur, you didn't say I shouldn't be on show. You said I shouldn't be on radio. That's all. That's what. If you said
again,
you said, "Oh, that Daffy Duck fuck." If you said something like that, where it would have been funny, then hey, I would have let it go.
Yeah, I doubt I was trying to be funny. I'm sure I was trying to be hurtful.
Well, I don't know if you're trying to be funny. Why start now after 30 fucking years?
My wife hates me.
Let's go to this Don in D.C. Then we're going to get to some stuff today.
Don in D.C. I really like the beard. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Don. What's up?
So, not in D.C., but
Hello?
Yeah. Washington State. Sorry.
No.
He's not that bright.
It says Washington, so the first thing that came to my head was
Right,
DC.
it would say D.C.
Okay. Go ahead.
Did you marry a black girl? Who's in there with you? That's not Bonnie, is it?
No, it's Judy Gold, and we're lucky to get her. She's doing a show on Broadway right now, and we are lucky to get her. I let me tell you, I'm going through my head, who am I going to get to guest host? And I said, if it's not her, I'm not doing the show this week.
Oh, what happened? Are you on drugs or something? You're being really nice to me.
Well, because I have to get through some other stuff, and then we can.
All right.
So what's your deal?
I don't know, man. Just trying to get over alcohol. Kind of an alcoholic, and been trying to kick it for a few years now, and having trouble with it. And I don't know. I guess kind of just the anxiety thing. I don't really know how to deal with it on a daily basis. I'm kind of wondering if you have any tips for me.
How old are you?
26.
How long you been drinking?
I suppose about 20, 21. I guess seriously, mostly every day.
You said you've tried to stop and back and forth. What did you do when you tried to stop? Did you go to therapy? Did you go to a 12-step program?
Tried it a little bit, I guess. Never really took a serious stab at it. I guess mostly tried cold turkey and haven't had much results with that.
Well, I mean, alcoholism and drug addiction, is a disease. If you had kidney disease, would you try to heal that on your own? Would you try to fix that on your own? No.
No, I guess not.
Okay, so you can't do it on your own. Obviously, you see that. You've tried. You can't do it on your own. You know you have a problem because anybody makes this call, and anybody who has tried to stop, people that don't have a problem don't try to stop. So you know you have a problem. You know you can't do it on your own. So your best bet is to start going to 12-step meetings, one a day, until the compulsion and obsession is lifted. And it will be. I promise that will be lifted. I'm not saying your life is going to be any different. Usually it is when you quit drinking. But the obsession and compulsion will be lifted. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. Now, or you could keep drinking. I promise you it'll get worse. I promise you there won't be a good ending. So you're at a point right now where, look, you sound, like you're functional, you're intelligent enough to know that you got to stop. So just go to fucking meetings. Just do it. People think, oh, this is so tough. It's not tough. You don't have to worry about tomorrow. One day at a fucking time. You've heard it a million times. That's what you got to do, in my opinion. Okay. It's worked for over 50 years. So, go to ones you feel comfortable at. If you don't let the disease, it's a powerful disease. Don't let it tell you, oh, this isn't going to work. These people suck. Just sit and listen, and you will identify. Don't compare, identify. And you'll hear your story over and over, and you'll see people that are living progressive, happy lives. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, good luck.
A lot, so thank you.
So that's the nice side of ritual.
The Sam Roberts Show.
Everything's set up to make sure you're comfortable in America, especially if you're white. Get out of here. It's great.
Oh God, I really.
If you are a kid right now, if you're in high school, if you're in college, and you're like, oh man, I know this is fun now, but the real world is only going to get tougher. It's easier.
Yeah.
Everything gets easier. They can't even look at Lady Di, who calls into Opie's show. You can't even get evicted. You know how hard it is to get evicted?
Not really, because I'm not really trying that hard. But
it's super hard. There are laws that you have to go through several months without paying rent before you can even get evicted. Like, you can't just not pay your rent and then you're out of here.
You get, way more than 3 tries?
Way
or
more.
3 strikes?
Yeah. You get, 9 strikes before you're out.
Really?
It's nothing. That's why I don't understand any adult that's like, oh, I got so much going on right now. Nothing's a big deal.
Right.
There's nothing in life that's a big deal.
Not as big of a deal as that, final that you took junior year.
Exactly. When you failed every test in high school.
Totally.
And you're like, I need to get an 85 on this final or I fail the whole course. That's the most pressure I've ever felt in my life, and nothing has even come close to that in adult life.
It's true. It really is.
Nothing. And that's why when people are setting up for grad school in college, they're like, well, I think I'm going to stay in school. I was looking at them like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You get to leave school and not I wanted to drop out of college for that reason and not have anybody tell you what to do anymore.
I know.
It's so much easier.
Do you remember that last test, that last class when you left? You're like, it's over forever. Like, I never have to do another piece of work ever, not like schoolwork ever again. It's the best feeling ever.
Yeah. I mean, I skirted through all of school. I was in college. I took a screenwriting class in college. Screenwriting. I figured this has got to be the easiest class ever.
Easy?
And I did screenwriting. It's not math. And I did fine in the class. And I look at my, whatever a college version of a report card is at the end of the semester, and I got a D in the class. And so I was stupid enough to email the professor and say, hey, what's the deal with this? Normally, I would just like, why would I get a D? I did okay in the class. And he emailed me back, well, you got a 50 on the final. I said, thank you for your time. I'll take the D. Goodbye.
Did you actually say that? Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Sounds great. I'll talk to you later. I passed though, right? Good.
Yeah, I guess passing is passing.
Passing is passing.
Yeah, because whatever you end up, whatever your GPA is at the end of college, who cares? You don't go on a job interview ever and someone says, what was your GPA in college?
Nobody cares.
Ever.
I didn't even get a degree in broadcasting. Everybody assumes because Syracuse has a good broadcasting school and I'm in broadcasting that I didn't go to one broadcasting class in Syracuse. Not one. You know what my degree is in? Sociology. The easiest thing you could get a degree in.
But it's good because sociology teaches you how to work with people.
That's right. And that's why I'm so good with people. That's why I'm so tolerant.
You are.
That's why I listen to other people's ideas. That's why this thing feels more like a community and a team than just a dictatorship.
So maybe you should thank Syracuse College right now for your sociology.
It's a university, thank you.
Syracuse University. I should know that seeing as I'm from there.
Yeah.
You should thank them.
What do you think this is? Cooney? This is the real deal. This is Syracuse School of Sociology or whatever it's called. Travis in South Carolina. Travis.
Hey, how you doing today?
Fabulously.
Well, that's great. I got to tell you, man, that last caller, that's the whole reason America's going to hell, brother. I mean, does that strike you as really a great way to go about your life, not paying bills, just screwing people over? Doesn't that seem a little bit...
I mean, it's lacking a certain integrity.
Yeah.
It is certainly lacking a certain integrity, and it's lacking a bit of personal character. But this America is set up so that nobody has to fail.
Yeah.
So it's like if you could take the government and corporations and all this stuff, they take advantage of every loophole they can find. So when citizens start taking advantage of their own loopholes, good on them as far as I'm concerned. Look, Travis, you and I, we decide to live our lives in a righteous way, full of integrity. That's Sam Roberts. That's Travis in South Carolina. And that's fine. That's our choice, though. But we have to realize that if at any point in our lives we decide that we don't want to live righteously or we don't want to live with integrity, no fucking problem. We're in America. It's good to go. We're fine.
File for bankruptcy and you're good to go.
Exactly. Just start spending. It makes you feel better.
Right.
And you don't actually have to pay the money back.
But also, look at this. Not everybody obviously knows about this. We're just learning about it now, so that's why it's
That's what's
fine.
so great about this show. Like, I'm informing the people.
Yeah.
Difficult as your life is, doesn't have to be.
Right.
Blow it off.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
So educational.
Yes.
Opie and Jim Norton.
I got a question about the Incredible Hulk. Did you really audition for that?
No.
And Lou Ferrigno...
Originally.
And they gave it to Lou Ferrigno over you?
Originally.
No. There was a guy by the name of Tannenbaum, who was the head of television at Universal, who approached me, and I knew him pretty well, this guy, who was a really terrific producer and studio head and leader of this television division. And he talked to me about the Hulk, but not of me doing it. Because he knew right away that I was going after an acting career. I've just done Pumping Iron and I've done Stay Hungry, and I was very well on my way to get up there and become a leading man. So kind of my dream was that, not to play someone that doesn't talk in a TV show. But he was hoping that I would help him to identify huge men, and so we talked about it at the studio, and I gave him then 3 names. And one of the 3 names was Lou Ferrigno. And